Y'all smell the popcorn and y'all eat the popcorn. You don't know how it's like to perform when that popcorn popping.
So stopping D-Wade right there very quickly, his overall premise he had...
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So first of all, I think I've come down a little bit sick here, so excuse my voice. I can already tell just speaking out loud, it is not my normal voice. I apologize, but you know, on we go. I wanted to check out this video. This one was not suggested to me, but I wanted to check this out. It's from Uncut Hoops, and it's titled NBA Players Hate NBA Fans. And it is not an exaggeration, you guys. So I don't know what has happened here, but we have really gotten to the point where anytime NBA players talk about the fans, it's in a combative, like hateful kind of way, like spiteful kind of way. And it's just so weird because we're the customers. And I'm always going to harp on it like that. Like, I know, like, players and fans sounds a lot more innocent, but, like, literally, like they are working for this company and we're the customers of the company and we're getting cursed at constantly. And it's just hard for me to imagine if, like, I don't know, Apple was releasing their new iPhone tomorrow, and in the same breath, all the people who work at iPhone were basically saying how much they hate the people who buy iPhones. And it's like, you know, okay, maybe I'm not going to buy your product. So anyways, the reason why it's such a stark contrast is because, you know, I grew up in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, and all of those eras, the fans were so appreciative. I think they understood like how they're making money, like what causes them to be so rich, and that's us, the customers. So they would thank us all the time for our support, for our viewership, for going to the games, you know, all that goods, for buying the merch, all that good stuff. And now they seem to have completely forgotten where the money comes from, and they're basically just giving us all the middle finger. So anyways, that's my intro to it. That's why I wanted to react to this and see what Uncut has to say about it, because I don't know, man. I never thought I would see something like this in something so massive like the NBA and how big the NBA has become. Now all of a sudden they just like, they think they can do this without support. It's just so weird. Anyways, you guys, nothing else really to say. The link to the original video is going to be down below in the description, like it always is. Shout out Uncut if you're watching this. If you haven't checked out Uncut's channel, I highly recommend you check out that link in the description. Check out his other content. Channel members, shout out to you guys. Sorry, my voice is really, really bad, isn't it? Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you all. Without further ado, let's do it, guys. Like the video, I'd appreciate it. It would help, especially in the summer when views are absolute turd. So let's do it.
Y'all got to stop being disrespectful to the craft fans. Y'all don't know what it's like, okay? So y'all smell the popcorn and y'all eat the popcorn. You don't know how it's like to perform when that popcorn popping.
And the level that I play, which is the LA Fitness level, I'm nice.
Denzel just came out and talked about this now.
Those who can't talk about it.
Okay, hold on. I know it's 19 seconds in. I'm going to stop it right there. Guys, it's entertainment, okay? So in order for you to know whether or not the latest Red Hot Chili Peppers concert was good or not, do you need to be a professional touring musician, or do you have ears? Can you listen and go, man, I remember seeing them like 15 years ago and it sounded a lot better than this, you know? This time around, like for whatever it is, maybe the bass sounds like crap, or the drummer sounds like crap, or the singer sucks today, you know? You can hear that with your ears. You don't need to be a professional touring musician. So when it comes to basketball, we don't need to be professional NBA players in order to watch the product and go, no, this used to be a lot better. It's the same situation. So D-Wade, you used to be my boy. You were dead wrong on this one, man. We know if something is crap. I've never made a movie before. I'm not that's not who I am. I know when a movie sucks ass.
Those who can. Those who have know what they're talking about. Those who haven't don't.
You sure about that?
I want to go at Reggie a little bit. He talks about he's never seen a guy like went beyond it. Yes, you have. His name is Bobo.
Stop it.
Like 12 times all defensive team. I played Kobe, bro. He wasn't guarding like that. He wasn't, bro.
I have the Lakers coming out of the West, but the question was, do you have OKC? I said I don't have OKC in front of the Clippers.
That
I don't
aged
have
well.
OKC in front of Golden State.
That aged well.
Let's be clear. I don't have OKC in front of Denver.
Jokic is probably statistically, when it comes to overall game, the worst MVP winner.
Those who have know what they're talking about. Those who haven't don't.
Yeah.
When it comes to the NBA landscape,
good intro, man. Good intro.
Right now, one of the most prevalent problems we have that everyone can see is a clear disdain for the fans and the paying customer from the players as well as the league. And when it comes to the players retired and actively playing, they're under the belief just because they play in the NBA, whatever they say goes, and it takes on basketball, the history of the NBA, it's gospel, and you can't question it.
It's kind of taboo to talk about the fans or to criticize the fans. It's just, we pay y'all hard-earned money and we basically fund y'all whole operation, so y'all can't say shit about us.
You're supposed to be nice to your customers. Even if you work in a piece of crap fast food joint, you're supposed to be nice to your customers. They're paying your wage. Yes, Kevin Durant, I know you never worked in a regular workforce. This is how it goes from the bottom to the top.
And I'm like, you know what? Y'all have a huge impact on what we do, right? So how can we not say, how can y'all not be a factor to why shit is going bad?
Y'all got to stop being disrespectful to the craft fans. Y'all don't know what it's like, okay? So y'all smell the popcorn and y'all eat the popcorn. You don't know how it's like to perform when that popcorn popping.
So stopping D-Wade right there very quickly, his overall premise you had to play in the NBA, been playing when the popcorn's popping, really makes no sense.
Yeah.
Just because you played doesn't mean you're always right or know everything about the history of the game.
Yeah, remember the old term, the customer is always right? You know, I don't agree with that 100%, and I never did. However, you always have to listen to the customer. You have to see, do they have, is there something that they're telling you that you can improve? Because it probably is, you know, it's just a matter of how they approach you. So the ones who come in full blast hate, yeah, I get it. Like I would probably ignore a lot of that too. However, if something comes to you with actual constructive criticism, these are my issues with today's game, you should really listen to that person, you know, because that person's been actually spending probably a ridiculous amount of time analyzing and thinking about what the product used to be, what the product is now, and what, you know, what that person visualizes the product could be right now if you take these concerns under consideration. I don't know.
To put this in perspective, look at something like movies. I've never been to Hollywood, never acted. I'm not a professional actor. But if I see a Tom Cruise movie, a Michael B. Jordan movie, and their performance is so-so, the movie kind of sucks, I'm allowed to criticize that movie because I'm the paying customer, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, we literally have reviews. You know, review sites, review sections to do that exact same thing. Same thing with a video game. If a video game sucks, well, it gets bad reviews. Does that mean the customers are wrong? No, I think the customers are just expressing how they feel about the product that they just paid for.
The same thing with eating out at a restaurant. I'm not a 5-star chef, but a bad meal is a bad meal.
Dude, we went down the same exact path. Huh, common sense, huh? Look how easy it is. Common sense.
I swear to God, it's the kind of shit you'd expect Tiger Woods to tee off with. Look at it.
It's bloody
For
raw.
NBA players nowadays, they're under the impression just because they played, they're above everything. I'm here to tell you, nobody's above anything. What this comes down to is quite simple. NBA players nowadays do not want to be criticized.
Yep.
And what they want a monopoly on is the truth. For someone like Dwayne Wade thinks players are above any criticism from the commoners who never played. I'm sorry to break it to him, he's simply not. As even looking at D-Wade himself, having played in the NBA, being a legend, this guy's basketball takes here and there are suspect at best.
Yeah, he's not consistent at all. In one breath, he sides with the fans, you know, and he's like, yeah, I see what you guys are talking about with the All-Star game and blah, blah, blah. There's too many threes, yada, yada. He'll do that. And then it's like he hangs out with one of his current player friends, like LeBron or whatever. And then next thing you know, he switches completely, and he makes it very easy to see that he's completely shifted, and he's very outspoken about it. So now we're the problem all of a sudden. You agree with us, and then you turn your back on us, and that's why D-Wade, man, loved you as a hooper. I'm not loving you in retirement, man.
a lot of people don't know that in that finals, that last finals that they won, Kobe didn't play well.
We are watching a show. Bad help by Pierce. Late recovery. And Dwayne Wade is saying that's a bad man.
Kobe didn't shoot the ball well. Actually, everybody thought Pau Gasol should have been MVP.
Nobody thought Pau Gasol was supposed to be the MVP. That last championship was one of the biggest, if not the biggest slugfest I've ever seen. Nobody actually played up to their averages. Want to know why? Because the defense was through the roof in that series, okay? No one was shooting a good percentage. Nobody. That's what made it so great.
That's how well Powell was playing, and Kobe was playing awful.
Everything that guy just says, bullshit.
Yeah, I
The
love that
Celtics
movie.
were to win tonight's game. Kobe Bryant will be the MVP of the series.
As the losing, no question. And any other vote would have been nuts.
Y'all don't know what it's like.
Oh, by the way, hold on. I was looking. Look at the score. Look at the score. Okay? 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This is the proof. It's a slugfest. And even throughout that, Kobe's still shooting 50% right now. You know what I mean? Look at the score. It tells the story.
And any other vote would have been nuts.
Y'all don't know what it's like, okay?
For someone like D-Wade saying Pau Gasol in 2010, was the rightful finals MVP, Kobe had a really bad series. Objectively looking at the stats, the numbers, it's simply not true. Just because D-Wade played, he played when the popcorn was popping, doesn't make him right by default.
10 for 22, 8 for 20, 10 for 29. Yep. See, not great percentages, but actually not as bad as I thought it would be. He actually shot pretty good throughout this chaos.
And here's the funny thing. For someone like D-Wade, if a fan gave him a compliment, he never said that person didn't play, they can't have an opinion. That's the catch. If a fan never played wants to praise a player, they can do that all day long.
Jesus Christ. Could you imagine if the only people who can review a product is the people who made the product? What kind of world, what kind of stupidity is this? Everything would be 10 out of 10 ratings.
But when it comes to that same
5-star
fan criticizing a player, that's simply off limits. And here's an example. Look at Wade in the 2014 finals, games 4 through 5. Wade in those games, 10.5 points, 2.5 dimes, 3.0 turnovers on 28% shooting. Those numbers for a superstar player on the biggest stage are objectively terrible. And having never played in the NBA, I can recognize that with common sense and logical reasoning.
Yep.
Y'all gotta stop being disrespectful to the craft fans. Y'all don't know what it's like, okay?
Always back to what Steve Javie says. Never trust the player.
It's like, man, y'all need to play harder in the All-Star game, and I'm like, y'all just that's so easy for y'all to say. How about y'all come up with why do you think the games are getting out of hand?
And so when you see someone that's not playing,
yeah, it is easy for us to say. You guys are supposed to play 82 games plus playoffs and preseason. It's one more game. It's the All-Star game. And we're not even asking you to go full power like you would even in a regular season game. Go 50% of that and we'll shut up. Yeah, we are asking for that, KD. We're not asking for a lot. That's a very simple request. Play reasonably hard for one game where you're not even going to play a lot of minutes. Everyone's going to play about 20 minutes each. Big whoop-de-doo. Actually pretend to play some defense for 20 minutes of your life. Oh no. You're making $40 million, man. Yeah, we are literally asking you to do that, KD. Yeah. What assholes we are.
Well, on that same pro level, you're thinking as a person believe in your eyes is that, well, in the level that I play, which is the LA Fitness level, I'm nice.
Denzel just came out and talked about this now.
None of us are saying we're better than you. We're not stupid. We're saying you can do better. We've seen you do better. We want you to do better. We want you to try harder.
So stopping D-Wade very quickly, when it comes to the craft of basketball, yes, fans now in this era are taking dumps on players routinely. But ask yourself, why is that? The average fan person to watch the game, they're not just taking a dump to take a dump. Why they're doing that, what they're seeing on the floor, isn't a good product, and the players collectively haven't to the standard of past eras and what fans are used to.
Oh my God.
So if you want to protect the craft of basketball, look at the players first and foremost, not the fans. The fans aren't on the court playing, giving lackluster effort, low managing, and not playing games. That's not on the fans. At some point, the players in the scenario have to take some responsibility, because fans can only do so much. And when they see a declining product, an awful product, and they reject that product, that's not the fans' fault.
Boo this man. I'm sorry. I love this movie.
When they see a declining product, an awful product, and they reject that product, that's not the fans' fault. Because what's the old saying? The customer is never wrong. In this case, NBA fans, they are the customer, and they're not wrong or the current NBA and its faults that are clear and obvious.
It's the clock, White for three, close Robin, Brown on the side, Holiday three.
Yep. A lot of the current active players right now, they agree with us. You know, it just doesn't get much traction when they say it, because it's normally not the big dogs who are currently saying it.
On top, the defense by Bridges, the three, no.
So no additional word on Kristaps Porzingis.
In the corner, White three, no.
The Pistons. I remember the Celtics coach came out and they were talking to him in a press conference about the same kind of issues, you know, the fans' critiques and all this, and he said the same thing that we're saying. He says, "Nah, I don't watch any basketball games. I don't watch NBA games outside of the ones where I'm coaching." They asked him why, and he said, "Too many threes. I don't really enjoy the style of play." That's a coach, okay? That's a freaking coach.
It's Holiday with a three.
It's a lot of fucking threes being shot.
Yeah, LeBron, you fucking hypocrite.
Captain obvious.
Been intentional on that switch. Down with 18. It's a three. Need to panic. There's a lot of time left in this ball game. White for three. No. Rebound. Holiday controls.
This is disgusting.
No. 21 and 15. It's a three by Tatum. Tatum on top. Step back. Three.
Yeah, I was rooting so hard against the Celtics because of this.
Now over Robinson. Three. No.
And one more thing I do want to look at, when it comes to D-Wade's logic that you had to have played to comment on basketball, look at someone like Erik Spoelstra, D-Wade's own head coach the majority of his career. Erik Spoelstra was never an NBA player Hall of Famer, someone like D-Wade. Erik Spoelstra in college, 4 years at Portland State, was a fairly decent player. On the level of Dwayne Wade, of course not. An NBA player, unfortunately he wasn't. But someone like Erik Spoelstra, having never played, a great basketball mind, and a Hall of Fame coach. And look at the rest of the NBA at the best GMs in the game. Someone like Brad Stevens, never an NBA player. Sam Presti, the exact same thing. Just because you didn't play pro basketball doesn't mean you don't know the game, love the game. And the inverse is also true. Just because you played doesn't mean you're always right. And speaking of being right, look at the NBA media. Nowadays in 2025, the vast majority of the media, what does it feature? Former NBA players and pro athletes.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant couldn't fill, or Michael Jordan fill LeBron's shoes. The impact that he's had.
You also had 29 assists in an NBA game.
Oh, well, you know, he was being guarded by plumbers and firemen.
CP3 is the top 15 greatest point guard of all time. I do not have him in my top 10.
When you see guys like Kendrick Perkins, Ryan Hollins, former NBA players make fools of themselves routinely, the entire "I played, you didn't" argument takes a big time hit. And look, for guys like Stephen A. Smith Cowherd, prominent figures in the sports media who never played, I'm also not defending these guys. But here's the thing, those guys who never played can have bad takes, we can all recognize that. But at the same time, NBA players also have bad takes, and majority times, worse takes at a higher rate. My overall point is pretty simple. Anybody can talk sports, have an opinion. Guys who didn't play, did play, does not matter. But what does matter is the content of what you're saying. Is it accurate, factually based, or is it narrative based, you're just talking to talk?
Yeah. And is it logical or is it just emotional, you know, an emotional outburst?
NBA players, it's the latter. So that right there is the end of the video, and I'll say one last thing. When it comes to NBA players nowadays, they're very, very entitled and think their shit doesn't stink.
Yep.
Here's the truth. A lot of these guys' takes are actually worse than guys who never played. Yes, Stephen A. Smith does suck, Cowherd sucks, Nick Wright sucks, they all suck. But compared to NBA players on podcasts, those guys' quantity of bad takes pales in comparison, which once again proves just because you played doesn't mean you're always right. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.
Great video. I kind of feel like I said everything I need to say in this one. I'll just end it with, first of all, link is down below if you want to check out Uncut's channel. It's in the description. And also, I'll just say that I hope this changes, because you always have to listen to your customers. You don't always have to do everything your customers say, but you gotta at least listen, okay? And not just deflect. So the second we say something and it triggers a little emotion for you, you get in your fifis. Like, you gotta ignore that urge. Like, don't just react back emotionally. Think for a second. I hate to say it because Shaq is actually really terrible at this, but he says this all the time. When someone criticizes you, take a step back and think, is there a little bit of truth involved in there? Because there probably is. I think his father taught him that. And yeah, this should apply to everyone all the time. You know, no one likes being criticized. I don't like it. You know, if I see a comment that's criticizing what I'm doing or whatever, I don't like reading it. It doesn't make me happy. But at the same time, I sit back and I think about it. Like, is there some truth in it? And sometimes I don't agree with it. So, you know, I just kind of move on. But most of the time, I see something small that I can improve. That it's like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I don't want to change all of this, but I can do a little bit of this. And that might be enough to fulfill this void that, you know, this viewer is feeling or whatever, you know? I don't know. That's all. The thing is we, the fans, want the product to improve. Them, the players, do not want to improve. Why? Because it's asking something of them to do. Not asking for something from us. You know what I mean? We're just gonna watch or we're not gonna watch. But we're asking something of them to change. And when you're entitled and, you know, you're filthy rich and all this stuff, you're not going to want to change unless somebody makes you change. And I get that, but I don't like it. But that's where we are right now in 2025. Guys, I am heading out. Thank you for watching. Sorry about my voice today. I'll see you guys in the After Dark, but before that, I'll see you all in the comments, all right? Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and most importantly, it's the be water, my friends.